Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list update videos. Today's date is Monday, October 31st, 2022. So this will have covered the week of October 24th through the 30th of 2022. So I want to wish everyone out there that is concerned with it or cares about it a happy Halloween. I hope that if you were going out trick-or-treating and such, that you get lots and lots of large candy bars, like the good ones. But anyway, this was a rather productive week. Pretty much all my progress, though, was made on Sunday. And I've got a couple of things I can rant about in this. Some of them are not even trophy-related. Just going back down here, checking that again. I think I told you guys this last time, but this game finally let me get, or actually download the Challenge DLC without having to pay for it a second time, thankfully, because I bought that special collector's edition. But anyway, in terms of trophy progress this week, the first game I worked on was Black Ops 3, and I've earned a few trophies in it. I don't think there were any here. Let's see, 2017. Yeah, because I had that one a couple months ago. Eclipse I didn't even play, I don't think. Yep, Eclipse is fine. We played Descent like once, but no one really knew what we were doing at the time, so we didn't really make any progress on it. So I made a little bit of progress here on Salvation. Where is it? Right here. So you have to wear 3 different hats, which one of them you can just pick up from one of the cell blocks. And the other 2 that we got were fairly easy ones. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I had someone sort of carrying through it. And then I nearly got this one. This one's actually not really all that difficult. It just comes down purely to the luck of getting the wonder weapons. It's actually rather easy because there's only 2 wonder weapons that count. The Thunder Gun and the Apothecon Servant, which are both really useful, so that shouldn't be a problem. Just a little bit luck-based. This one we all got kind of close to. We were working on. I think this one you're going to have to do with 2 people unless you really want to farm to high rounds. Definitely going to be easier with 2 people. I still have no idea what to do for this one. And then there's 2 Easter egg trophies. Obviously, saving these pretty much for last in this entire game, just because you have to have finished all the other Easter eggs first, or someone in the lobby must have. And then I made a slight bit of progress here on Zombies Chronicles with, where is it? Acted Alone. I finally got this trophy. I've been struggling with this one for a while just because I kept getting unlucky with spawns and weapons and such. Basically, you have to get Deadshot Daiquiri from the Wonder Fizz machine, and then you have to get a good, powerful, like, assault rifle or LMG, or even like a sniper rifle, especially if you got something like the Draken. It would make this way easier. And then you just have to snipe enemies from the upper floor down into the courtyard. It mostly requires more luck than anything, but it's definitely one of the harder of the miscellaneous trophies in this game. But then, as for the rest of this, I am getting really kind of pissed off at these last 4 trophies. Well, I say this one I haven't had an issue with because I haven't tried it yet. But this one, the Excavators, this one caused me a lot of problems on the PS3 version, on Black Ops 1. And it's providing plenty of problems here too. Because, once again, it's 100% luck-based as to what the Excavators decide to do. I had one game where I was playing it, and I ended up going down around round, like, 27 due to complete BS happening. Like, I only took 4 hits but went down, so I still have no idea how that happened or why that happened, aside from this kind of being a broken, terrible game overall. But, yeah, that happened, and by, like, round 27 or so, a total of 2 Excavators had gone off. Actually, not even 2. It was the same excavator went off twice, which is just so freaking stupid. Like, at least give us a way to do this, like, a little bit more consistently. I'm not even saying, make it easier or anything. I'm saying make it actually consistent. Like, maybe make it like the Hellhound rounds, where the thing is guaranteed to go off every 5, 6, or 7 rounds per match. That would make this so much easier. We've attempted this one once, my group did. We didn't make it super far in that. Like, I think we got the 4 staffs upgraded. I still know, like, nothing about Origins, though, so I'm honestly not really any help. This one also screwed me over. In that run of the Easter egg, I got my 115 headshots, I spent my 30,000 points, and we filled the 4 soul chests. We had all 6 of the generators active, and I wasn't present for a couple of them, but then a couple of them, went down because the keepers or whatever they're called, the ghosty Templar guys, came and deactivated them. I reactivated those, and it didn't give me the challenge, even though I know for a fact I did 6. My only thought is, does it require you to be the one that pays for it to be done? That's literally my only guess for this, is that you have to be the one that pays for the generators to be activated. Otherwise, it just won't unlock for you, which is just so incredibly stupid. So yeah, that was my angry Twitter rant from Saturday night. I'm just really getting pissed off at this game with this DLC content. I mean, it's not even that I have a bad group or anything. It's just the game keeps finding ways to screw me over out of nowhere. So I'm just really, really getting tired of this game already, and I have a long way to go with it. I am not looking forward to continuing to play Black Ops 3. I am really starting to hate this zombies mode, despite the fact that I never minded it that much back in the day, even though I never liked it as much as Black Ops 1 or 2 or World at War. So yeah, that's my rant for that game. On a more positive note, I completed Demetrios, the Big Cynical Adventure Replastered for the PS5. This is a very solid point-and-click adventure game. Definitely would recommend this one. I did the PS4 versions as well as the Vita version several years ago, like many, many years ago. But yeah, it's a pretty solid point-and-click adventure game. It is very cynical, that's for sure. Basically, death is like a part of life in this, and they make it humorous and all, and I like this game. This is a solid one. To get the Platinum Trophy, you have to get all of the cookies in the game, which are one of the 2 collectible types. There's about 120 of them in the game, usually 3 per screen. Then you have to die in all of the different unique ways. There are 68 different game overs. They're not all deaths. Some of them are like getting arrested. But that's a fairly simple trophy as long as you follow a guide for both this and the cookies. I actually would recommend following just a full walkthrough of the game. There's a full text walkthrough on PlayStationTrophies.org, and it still works for this PS5 version because the trophies are almost entirely the same. There's one small change that I'll bring up in a second. You have to eat 3 rotten things off the floor. This is done, I think, just in Chapter 1. The cookies are used as hints, and you have to use a total of 10 of them throughout the game. Sometimes the game won't let you if you try to use too many close together, so just sort of space this out over the course of the game and you'll have no problem. This is done in I think at the beginning of Chapter 5. This one used to be to where you had to... It didn't unlock until you finished the entire game, but now it unlocks as soon as you write something on the postcard. So this is whenever you're at that, like, Arabian market or whatever, and you can view the postcards, you have to pick one, or you have to, I don't know if it actually matters which one you pick, but you have to pick it, and then you have to write something insulting on it. For all of the insulting trophies, the guide just says to write the word crap, because it's known to work for all of them, but I'm sure that there are plenty of other words that would work just fine for that. But yeah, now that one unlocks earlier, which is nice. So these 2 are the same thing, just write in the word crap and you're guaranteed to get it. This one you have to photocopy your butt on the police photocopier in Chapter 1. That's actually one of the game overs. The fun fair is the most, not really most time-consuming, but definitely the most luck-based part of this game. Because winning the horse race and the worm race really aren't a problem. But when it comes to winning, like, the plate shoot and the pet shoot, they actually do require... Well, no, pet shoot was really easy, but plate shoot requires a little bit of luck as to how the plates decide to lay out and if some of your shots actually connect with them. It does require a little bit of luck, but it shouldn't take more than a few tries to get through. And then the worm and horse races are pretty easy. Here's another luck-based one. You have to spin the wheel and get the skull and crossbones symbol, which is a really tiny sliver of it. And to get that, like, you might get it in, like, 3 minutes or something, or it might take you 30 minutes. It took me probably a good 10 minutes in this version, which is faster than some of the other versions. You also have to win all of the plushies out of the claw machines, which this is another luck-based thing because sometimes you'll pick the prize up and it'll just fall out. Just like in real life. For anyone that plays any claw machines in real life, it's actually pretty accurate to real life. So I give them credit there because oftentimes they just won't even let you win until they're ready to pay out. 10,000 points on the Tombstone pinball machine is late in Chapter 5. It's a pretty easy trophy. Then you just have to finish the game, so 6 trophies just from beating the game. This is a game over from, I think, the end of Chapter 4. This is a Chapter 6 spanning trophy, so you started at the beginning of Chapter 6 and you unlock it toward the end. This is at the end of Chapter 6. This is at the end of Chapter 6. This is in, I think both of these are in Chapter 3, whenever you're in the hotel. This, I believe, is also in Chapter 3. So this is the most missable trophy in the game. And the game does have chapter select, by the way, if you miss anything, because I actually missed one of the game overs because I misread a part of the guide. So I just had to reload the beginning of Chapter 6 to get it. But for this one, you have to turn the faucet on in Chapter 1 in Bjorn's apartment, and then leave it on for the rest of the game. So just never go and interact with it again, and the trophy will unlock right before the credits or right after the credits. This is done in the museum in either Chapter 3 or 4. I think it's Chapter 3. And then all the funfair items pretty much correlates to some of the earlier trophies that we saw. So again, solid game. Would definitely recommend this one. It's one of the better point-and-click, or just, I don't even know if it's one of the better point-and-click adventure games out there, but it's definitely one of the better easy platinums I have played in quite a while. Speaking of easy platinums, I earned a few of them on Sunday just to boost the numbers up a little bit, and because there were a bunch of games that were actually on sale from my wish list. So I went on a little bit of a shopping spree this weekend to pick up a number of easy games. So the first one is Welcome to Aaron's Story in the World of Our Church and Halloween. This is a visual novel. It is just like the James's story, just very slightly different. All you have to do is mash X to skip through dialogue as quickly as you can, and then there are 2 levels. Like, there's one level midway through the game where you just have to walk around a little bit, which is simple enough. Just walk from one side of the room to the other. And then all of your trophies pretty much are story related and will unlock just by walking through that one section, as well as skipping through all the dialogue, with the exception of Chapter 9, or Level 9. For this one, you have to go back into the menu once you've finished the rest of the game, select Level 9, and complete it. All Level 9 is just like the previous game. You have to walk from one, basically, part of the world to the other in a short time limit, but it's pretty much impossible to miss. It's nowhere near as strict as like the older Our Church and Halloween games. In fact, it's pretty much impossible to not get there in the amount of time they give you, unless you're just not even looking at the screen or paying attention at all. So yeah, just another super easy breakthrough arcade game. Of course, as you guys know, the only reason that I am doing the Our Church and Halloween games is because I did the original RPG series, and they keep releasing new games within that series, so I keep just being forced to go back and play them, because you gotta do the series, of course. Next up, the Tiger Tea, and this, before people come out and criticize, this is the last of the Animal Letter games that I ever planned to do, just because I gave a lot of my thoughts on these games when I did the 100 Platinum live stream, and there is something I can talk about with PSN Profiles once we get through the rest of the list. But the reason I did this one in particular, and just, did one more here to finish this off, is because literally ever since I've been in school, ever since like middle school and then high school and then my college, the mascot throughout all those years has always been a tiger. So because of that, I figured they have one with a tiger. I might as well just do this one. I already had this one purchased because of that 100 Platinum live stream, so I figured why not just do one more in honor of the fact that I've always had a tiger as a mascot. But this Platinum Trophy is identical to all of the other Animal Letter games, or sports ball letter games, whatever you want to call them, because there's some of both now. And to do it, all you have to do is hold down the R1 and or X button. Actually, you have to hold down the R1 button. You can't hold down the X button. So just hold down the R1 button for 2 to 3 minutes, about 2.5 to 3 minutes, and you will get your Platinum Trophy. Not sure if you can use a turbo controller to do this any faster if you care about that sort of thing. But again, just, hold down the R1 button for most 3 minutes and you get your Platinum Trophy. Both versions are completely identical, so we don't need to spend any more time discussing these. Although, again, these later games do at least give you a few facts, which I guess is a slight improvement once again, even though the tiger doesn't move at all. So yeah, I just wanted to bring up all of that. It is the last time I'm doing one, but I had my reasons for doing this particular game. Finally, we have Alien Engine. So this is another one of those random engine games. And I don't really intend to do any more of these either, but it was only $1, and it is at least a little bit different from the press X to win kind of games. So just like with the other engine games, all you have to do is purchase and fully upgrade everything in the game, as well as get to $1 billion. So you have to install and purchase your first tentacle, your first light spear, your first manipulator, your first plasma ball, your first data realm, and then all of the tentacles, light spears, manipulators, plasma balls, and data realms. I believe those are all the items that are on the second of the 3 pages of purchases. Then you have to learn 3 different types of technology, which for those, okay, I think that first you have to get these 3 trophies, but let me check that. Let's see. So those are 407. Yeah. So first you have to purchase 3 new types of technology from the first menu, and that's these 3 gold trophies. And then you can go to the third menu and purchase the cryo chamber, superluminal, and wormhole technology. So that's how you get all of those. Otherwise, you also have to fully upgrade the press the button, because it's more of a press square to win kind of game, but just mash the square button to get more money, and then you'll start getting passive income as you purchase upgrades, and it goes by pretty quickly. So just fully upgrade this. It's the first thing you should do because it's the cheapest set of upgrades, and it does get you started with a little bit of money. So just fully purchase that. Then the exposure and photon speed, I believe, are both on the first page. I believe they're both upgrades that you can purchase on the first page. I'm not sure if you have to purchase all of them or not, but I would kind of assume you have to. And then finally, you have to reach $1 billion, which will come naturally once you have purchased everything else, within probably just a few seconds of purchasing your final items, because you'll be gaining money so quickly. Now, I did learn something interesting about these games, is that when you hit $1 billion, I knew that you get a little cutscene for hitting $1 billion, but that actually ends the game. So if you haven't earned a trophy at that point in time, then you will actually have to start a brand new game to be able to do it. So I didn't actually know that, and I ended up having to basically play through the game a second time, which took another like 2 minutes to get the rest of it. But yeah, I actually had to play through the game basically twice because I never knew that was a thing. So it's funny, I sometimes find these missable trophies in games that you don't expect to have missable trophies, like this one and the like catch-up story type of games where I found missable stuff in those. So yeah, I guess I'm a little bit impressed at myself for finding that. But otherwise, just purchase everything. You don't even have to purchase all of them technically in a single playthrough. You can do it over the course of multiple playthroughs if you had to, keeping in mind that one playthrough will take about 2, maybe 3 minutes. So that is what it is. I'm sure, especially if you had like a turbo controller, it would go even faster. But it looks like it took me, even with that bit of a screw up, first trophy was at 402 and platinum was at 407. So it only still took about 5 minutes even with screwing up. So let's go ahead and sync up our trophies, and while this is syncing, I can go ahead and talk about what PSN Profiles did that I definitely applaud. So PSN Profiles has now made it to where all of this crappy shovelware games, so your animal letter games, your vehicle journey games, your jumping food games, just all of this, even like the Breakthrough Arcade games, all of this shovelware is now actually hidden by default on PSN Profiles, and now you have to click on the games option, and once you do, you can click a button that says to show the shovelware, and if you do that, then you can actually see all of these games. But now, by default, they don't show these terrible platinum games anymore, because I was actually wondering earlier on Sunday, it looked like we had not gotten any new easy platinum trophies throughout the week. Throughout like a full week, we hadn't gotten like any of the shovelware stuff, which made me think at first, what's going on here? Did Sony actually, do something here? Did they actually finally listen and make some kind of a change? Because that would have been amazing. But no, sadly they didn't. All it was PSN Profiles being smart and actually hiding all the shovelware. So yeah, that happened. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad they did that. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean that Sony's going to stop allowing these games on the store, but hopefully by the fact that they aren't as visible to players anymore, at least from like the biggest trophy hunting website there is right now in terms of trophy tracking and such, So because that's being hidden, maybe that means that fewer people will know about the games and will stop, going and purchasing them or something. I don't know. I like to think that maybe it's a step in the right direction, but honestly, I'm not sure that trophy hunting is ever going to go back anywhere toward where it was in the old days. And unfortunately, easy platinums like that are probably still going to keep releasing for as long as people are buying them. So, level 802, 74%, 24,462 total trophies, 661 platinums, 4,207 golds, 6,516 silvers, 13,078 bronzes. Plans for the upcoming week. November now will be Black Ops 3. Hopefully I can get it done, but honestly, who knows? As well as Uncharted 3's last few miscellaneous trophies. And now getting pushed back to December is GTA 5 and The Division. So there it is for the bingo card, as always, or the drinking game, depending on what you are choosing to do with it. Then, at the beginning of next year, will be The Division 2 and Dead Island Riptide, provided I choose to still do Division 2. Again, I do want to do Dead Island Riptide before the Dead Island 2 comes out, but we will have to see if I can make time for it. And then after that would be Conan Exiles, Outer Worlds, COD Classic, and Shadow of the Colossus on PS3, as well as other games. I'm probably going to be starting on the Platinum number 666 this week. Unless Black Ops 3 just takes up all of my time, because I still want to focus on that. I still want to get that Platinum trophy, that 100% done. Platinum trophy's done. I still want to get that 100% done, but I'm honestly feeling less and less confident, or at the very least a lot more annoyed at that game. Just dealing with all this DLC and all this stupid BS going on with the zombies mode. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not having fun going through that grind, but hopefully we can get it done again by, the end of this month, or at the very minimum by the end of the year, and then be able to start cleaning up some of these other games, because this one has been on the list for a long time, and it's just, wasting a lot of my time at this point. And then I also had one other funny quick rant. I actually purchased a Risk game for the Switch, and my God, have I never seen anything quite that rigged. Because if you know what Risk is, it's a board game that's supposed to have some strategy to it, but also comes down quite a bit to luck with dice rolls. And I have never seen something cheat as badly as that does. Like, every single time an enemy attacks me, they never lose a single troop, or they only lose like one. Whereas I can attack someone with like an 8 troop advantage and lose all of them and not take the territory. So it's purely like luck based, just screwing me over so far. So that was probably a big waste of whatever it was, like $15. That was a complete and total waste of money. So if you are planning on buying a Risk game, certainly do not buy the one on the Nintendo Switch, because it is really bad about cheating. Maybe it's more fun with other human players. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. As for streams and videos this coming week, it should be a pretty normal week. I do need to finish Silent Hill 1. Maybe I'll play that one day this week and just, finish it off just on a weeknight. Because we got all the way through the hospital, which is over halfway through the game, I believe. So we'll have to see about it, though. I'll need to pull up a map for the Nightmare area. Or there's a possibility we just won't even finish it because it was supposed to be more for Spoopy Season. But Spoopy Season is now basically over after today. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But at some point, I do definitely want to stream other, like maybe Silent Hill 3 I wouldn't mind playing through at some point because it's an easy platinum. And then maybe I would stream some of the Black Ops 3 trophy grind at some point. Then there's a new Pokemon game coming out. I might want to stream a little bit of that at some point. But we'll have to see with all of that. It'll only be one drunk stream this week. It'll be on most likely Friday. Well, if I even get to stream on Friday, I think I should be able to. So there should be a pretty normal stream on Friday. But Saturday I won't be streaming. There's a football game and it's a night game. So yeah, I got to be busy with that. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and see you guys back here for the next one.